Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Deonte Burton, host of Changing Lives. Again, hey, how's it going? We had a little things we had to make some adjustments with today, so I'm not. I won't be in the studio, but I'm live at the Bat Cave, hosting today's show. Welcome to Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Glad everybody was able to chime in. Um, our show today is going to kind of coincide a lot what happened today. We had to make some adjustments on the fly. We were thinking about not having a show because something came up like, now, let's just gonna fix it, make it happen and stuff. But got a real exciting show planned for you guys today. Look forward to all you guys turning in. Today's show, we're gonna talk about 10 things that mentally tough people do. Um, it's a good thing, a good barometer for everybody to kind of look at themselves in terms of how they assess themselves. Some of it may apply to you, some may not. But it's gonna be a good way to look at some things that people that are mentally tough, how they carry themselves and stuff like that, to be successful in life. Okay. Um, Kind of do it like we normally do. We're gonna go over our intro and rehash my previous week. Again, we're in the middle of tax season. We're near the end of tax season. That I'll say that beginning on that last track with the last week of March. 2 more weeks in April, we'll have end of tax season. So I've been slammed through the roof, which is a good thing because sometimes uh, it kind of dwells off and maybe pick up right at the beginning of April. But to be busy at the end of March, it's been pretty cool. One thing I want everybody to kind of understand too, as we're going through the show. Normally in the studio we have the different cameras at different places. I got the cameras kind of staged at different places around me, so I will be looking left and right during the show, not like I normally don't do, but just bear with me with that. Again, it's Deonte Burton, hosting Change Your Lives. We talking about our show topic today: 10 things that mentally tough people do. Um, Going back with tax season, it's been a real unique tax season. With the Jobs and Tax Act that started last year, that made a lot of wholesale changes with tax season. You had a lot of people that normally were getting big refunds are getting smaller refunds, and some people aren't getting refunds at all. Overall, I think it benefited a lot of people. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm the biggest Trump fan, but in theory, the Job and Tax Act did work because the way my philosophy is, I don't think the government can do more with my money than I can. So I'm all about if I can get most of my money during the year, which the Job and Tax Act allow people to do. I'm more comfortable with that than trying about worrying about getting a big refund at the end of the year. So in essence, I'm pretty sure some people have said, talked to other people in regards to them getting a smaller refund this year. But again, that's directly attributed with the Jobs and Tax Act. So I guess the question you have to ask yourself: do you want a big refund now, or you want all your money during the year? So that's, I guess, the question you got to answer with that. Uh, Yesterday we had a real big monumental event. My second son, Chutney Burton Jr., we call him PJ, had his 17th birthday. Super excited about that. PJ is a very brilliant young man, super smart. Um, I can say a lot of my kids are kind of taking that track with me, the entrepreneurial track. PJ is a barber beautician. He also makes wigs and stuff like that. He's That's a very unique field to go into, especially on the cosmetology side if you're a male, because sometimes you worry about the ridicule and everything that comes along with it. But he's smart enough, and I even say mentally tough enough to fight through that and understand big picture. At the end of the day, it's about money. You can worry about folks calling your names and all that kind of stuff like that. But again, they ain't putting money in their pocket and probably wish they had you because I admire him so much to be 16, 17 years old. He had a capacity to make $200 or $300 in about 4 hours. Uh, is amazing, especially in the world today. You see so many young people want to ask people to get them a chance or hire them and stuff like that, to take that initiative to go out there and make his own money. I'm super proud of PJ. I don't think I'd have been. I know I would have been that brave at his age to step out there and make the money the way he's making. So super shout out to PJ. Again, happy birthday to you, bro. You're my hero, man. So we had a good time last night going out celebrating his birthday too. Um, the next thing I want to talk about, kind of really, getting into our show. We're talking about those 10 things that mentally tough people do. Now, everybody knows that I'm prior military. I'm an Army veteran, love the military and everything. And what I think about as far as with mental toughness, I played sports my whole life. Um, a lot of organized sports, even when you go into certain Dale's leadership require a lot of mental toughness. And what happened when I look back at with when I look back what happened uh, uh with being in the military and playing sports, there are a lot of times when you're doing those kind of things that you need that mental toughness to kind of fight through things. Some things kind of throw you off track, make you kind of reconsider certain things. And one of my coaches from high school used to always tell me, fatigue make a coward out of you. And when a lot of times you kind of second guess yourself, you feel like you're going down a road that's very hard and you want to quit and stuff like that, you have to have something to be able to pull you up to fight through it. When you're going to do things that kind of against the norm and you're second guessing yourself and you don't necessarily have people to kind of, parade you on to help you fight through it, it's something you got to be able to fight to be able to do it. When you see those boxers, the heavyweight boxers, they fight a 12-round fight where you're totally exhausted and you can go to a card for a decision. That requires a lot of mental toughness to be able to fight through all that, have all that adversity go through you. Well, you have somewhere all in your mind telling you quit, 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 quit. But you have this thing that's triggering you saying that, no, we're going to keep on going. That's what, perfect example of mental toughness. And I look back at it, when the military, the primary job to protect the country, we got warfare. And the reason why you do so much physical conditioning and training, but mainly physical conditioning, because once you start warfare, you may be going 2 or 3 days, have an hour sleep. You may go 2 or 3 days, maybe almost a week. You only get to eat once or twice during that period, depending how intense everything is. And that takes a lot of mental conditioning and be able to callous your brain to be hard enough to go through those kind of conditions. A lot of times people get in kind of tough situations and they enter those breaking points real quick and everything. And if you're not mentally conditioned to handle stress or mentally conditioned to handle adversity like that, you break. And I personally believe a lot of times, mental toughness can kind of be learned and everything, but you have to, number one, be open to it. But that's why you have some people that can juggle 5 balls at a time. You have some people, when they get a task, they just crumble. So what I want to do is kind of elaborate more on things that mentally tough people do. Because a lot of times people, they want to step out here and go into business or take new challenges in life. So I want to just kind of look at the people that can do those things easily, which typically those mentally tough people. So those common attributes that they all have. So you can kind of do a self-assessment of yourself, see if you fall into that realm or not. Do this mean you can't, take on new challenges, start a business, do things that are different if you don't fall in these categories being mentally tough? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying there's a common thread between these people that are mentally tough and those people that can actually go out here and do those particular things. Typically, if you can't handle stress or anything like that, you will have challenges that mentally tough people don't have, and really they have those same challenges more so, but the way they encounter them and the way they process and interact with them is totally different from people that aren't. Okay, so let's go on and start with everything. The first thing that I want to go over that mentally tough people do that, before I get started, remember this is Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I want to bring everybody's attention. We're over 800 subscribers right now. I want to thank everybody for the support. If you haven't already, please make sure you tell your friends, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I've put out several videos. I've tried to put out at least one at least. We'll try to put out 2 in addition to the show each week. So, please, we got a lot of good content, a lot of good information in addition to the show that comes on each week. So if you can, please make sure you spread the word, tell your friends and family about the show and everything. And what's going on, family? Again, I'm juggling between 3 cameras, so I'm seeing everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. So if I can't catch you, how you doing, cuz? I appreciate it, but I just can't, juggle between the cameras right now and everything, how we normally do if we was in the studio. But please, again, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Change the Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Again, I think we're the low 800s right now. So my goal for the year was to get right at 1,500 subscribers. Man, we should surpass that by the summertime. So again, thanks for the support. keep chiming in and everything, and telling your friends and family, everybody about the show. Because I think probably mid-May, we'll be putting out the webinars and the courses and everything. So we got a lot of good stuff coming in for everyone. I'm going to start our show. 10 things mentally tough people do. The first thing that mentally tough people do, as opposed to most folks, is they ain't afraid to say no. Okay. They don't waste time worrying about hurting people's feelings. They just rather be straight up honest with you. It's no time they feel like they're trying to accommodate or they're trying to assimilate to get people the message that they want to hear. They have no problem just telling you no. Look, we can't do it. A lot of times people that it's hard to tell people no. It's hard to feel like the bad guy, the ruthless person, and everything. Especially when you're in leadership, when those tough decisions got to get made, and everybody looking at like, I don't know. They might trip, they might feel this certain way. Mentally tough people don't care. They understand the goal, they understand the mission, they understand what we have to take care of, and just say no, we can't do it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about a control thing. It's just, like I said, the mission or the topic at hand has to get taken care of. So they have no problem saying no to people, and it's all just out of straight honesty, not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, but they don't care. They just, listen, this is what we got to do. So now we can't take care of that right now. The second thing, they know how to overcome their inner critic. Okay, what I mean by the inner critic, I know everybody had those moments in life where you got that joker jump on your shoulder and saying, no, look here, I know you can't do it, or look, we tired, we need to get some rest. Man, that's a lot of stuff you're trying to get done. You might can't do it. That inner critic is, and we all have it in terms of just, that person is inside of us that's telling us, slow down, back up, maybe put it off for later. And personally, with a stable, rational mind, I got to get this taken care of today. Priority to get this done now. Priority to make sure it's done for the week. But that inner critic is telling you, maybe backing you off from it, or telling you it's not good enough, make you second guess yourself. People that know how to overcome the inner critic, those mentally tough people, they just push through it. They hear it, but they don't put no weight into it. Okay, and they understand that the goal or the task that they're trying to accomplish, it swim right past. Okay, so when you have those thoughts in your mind, swirling into, especially like sometimes when you're working out, maybe on a treadmill or something like that, and like, man, I wanted to go 30 minutes. We'll hit that 20-minute mark. I think that's enough. I done sweated enough tonight. That ain't enough. And that inner critic that's telling you to quit, they know how to sweep it up on the rug and not give it too much weight than what it already has and everything. So they know how to take care of that inner critic. Let's see. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulties going on here on my other, on the YouTube, not the YouTube, on the Instagram. See if we can get back in tune with everything here. Go live. Back at it. Sorry about that. The third thing that mentally tough people do, they know how to delay gratification. And what I mean by delaying gratification, they have no problem of putting all the work up front, knowing that the reward is coming later on. A lot of times people want, when they want to do something, they want to make sure that they can get rewards or get acknowledgement as soon as they take care of something. I think I talked about it a couple shows back, calling that cash 3 mentality. But people that are mentally tough, they understand that, look, we have to take care of this project. This project is going to be tough. It's going to be grueling. It's going to take us a couple months, a while to get it done. But we understand what the result is going to be, but we're going to take all the steps to get to it. And people that are mentally tough, they can't sustain that long to get it accomplished. No matter if they understand, listen, it's going to take a while to do it. But once they get into it and they have those days where you're taking 3 steps forward, 5 steps backwards, then you got to go back and correct some stuff, it washes them all out. So that's another thing that mentally tough people, the third thing that mentally tough people do, they understand delayed gratification. The fourth thing that they do, they know how to acknowledge their limitations. And what I mean by they know how to acknowledge their limitations, they're very aware of their capabilities. When you go into a certain situation where you say, okay, listen, this is a task that may take 10 people to do, but you only have, a group of 5. And you understand that, listen, we can do this, but it's going to take double the time because, it requires more people. They don't quit. But they don't turn around and just say, hey, we can't do it because we need more people. They just know how to make those adjustments. Now, listen, we know that the task may be wanted to happen at this amount of time. We can do it, but we know what we're able to do for the amount of people we have. They're not, tucking their tails in and just say, hey, we're going to quit. We're not even going to try it. They just do that self-assessment, know where they at with everything. And they understand the big picture and with getting the whole task in. And they know how to focus more on what they do best as what they can't do. A lot of times people are so hell bent on, if I get this, I get more money, I better start this business up, or if I can, get a couple things going, then we'll be able to do that. People that are mentally tough, they don't focus on what they don't have. They acknowledge what they have and find the best path to get to the point where they want to end up at with what they have. And a lot of people that's a difficult task for a lot of people to do, because a lot of times when people get stressed or they encounter things that are uncomfortable for them, they leave it alone very quick. So that's another thing that mentally tough people do. They know how to acknowledge their limitations. Again, this is Deonte Burton. Our show is Changing Lives. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have all, after the show is over, I put all the links and everything to the show. So make sure you hit on it, share it, tell your friends about it and everything. Again, this is Deonte Burton, and our show is Changing Lives. The fifth thing is they're emotionally intelligent. Now, I know that sounds kind of funky with emotional intelligence, especially after our last show, we talked about the rational and the emotional thinkers. But what I mean by emotional intelligence, they have a high IQ for their senses and their emotions. And they understand what causes their emotions and senses to start and heighten. So what I mean by that, by them being emotionally intelligent, they know personally their breaking points. They know, what's going to push them over the edge, what's not. Now, we're talking about mentally tough. So when you say a person is mentally tough, you say they got a breaking point. I think everybody got a breaking point. I think everybody do. We see that a lot of times. People go through, you have those POWs, those folks being in captivity for years, and they torture. And at some point they snap. So we all have some kind of point where we just can't go anymore. But those people are very in tune to where that point is and how they handle stress, changes in life. They try to circumvent entering those points. So they know that, hey, listen, I can only take so much of this, that, and that. They try to move away from those triggers and things that can kind of start there from them. They're very in tune to what causes them to have stress, what causes them to have pain, what causes them to get angry or conflict and stuff like that. Most people that aren't mentally tough, they don't understand that. They're just reactionary. Something bad happened, they get pissed off, they quit, and that's it. But people that are mentally tough, they're very, very in tune to those things. You just know, okay, hey, these are my emotional triggers. Before this stuff gets started, get away from it, and everything. So that last one was, like I say, emotional intelligence. That's a unique characteristic about mentally tough people. The sixth thing is they're very, very, very confident. Okay, they're supremely aware who they are. Not from an arrogant standpoint, but they kind of blind to failure. A lot of times people see a person that is so confident and they get all kind of crazy terms like conceited, he's arrogant, he don't listen and everything like that. But what it is really is just fully aware of who they are. And that's a great thing. You can see a person that they ain't afraid of failing. They ain't afraid of taking on stuff because they're so confident and feel so good about themselves. And they don't feel like they can, fail at anything. You see a lot of times, especially like with the athletes and stuff like that, when they hit that field, you see, especially those elite ones like the Tom Brady's and Drew Brees, they don't go in games to play. They don't go in games to participate. They go in games to win. Our president, probably one of those perfect examples. I mean, just to go into an arena and knowing that you have no political experience and not just run for local, state, or even just Senate. He went for the shebang. You have to be so confident and believe so much in yourself to say, look, I don't care about all that stuff I don't have. I know I can do it. So again, mentally tough people, they're extremely confident in themselves. The next thing that mentally tough people do is they know how to neutralize toxic people. Okay, what I mean by toxic people is people that can actually they don't mean any good to your greater goal. Okay, they know how to eliminate those naysayers, people that always have negative comments or anything like that. And it doesn't mean that they're looking for yes men or people to agree to everything they say. They're just looking for, they just want honesty and objectivity. There's nothing wrong with people, not seeing the world how you see it or anything like that. The biggest thing is when you're dealing with people, you want to make sure that you're dealing with people that actually can give you some kind of objective criticism to help you be better in everything. And that doesn't mean that the first time somebody says something that you don't like, you gotta, have a fit and say, screw you, I don't want to deal with you no more. But you have to be smart enough to understand people that are giving you just blind criticism or pushing their fears on you, and those people that are giving you good objective opinions, And again, you can embrace all of them as they come to you. There's nothing wrong with people speaking their opinion to you and everything. The thing of it is just really trying to just be fully aware of those people that can give you solid advice, and some people that just shooting from the hip. A lot of times when you're dealing with your family and friends, they care about you and they give you all kind of good, pats on the back and things like that. The issue that comes up with them is they don't really know too tough about it. So what they'll do is they'll say, hey, great job, great job, great job. But you really didn't do a great job. They're just proud of you and everything. So you don't really get the full honesty from family and friends that you would do with certain people that are actually going to be objective, say, hey, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. Then from that point, that's on you to turn around and say, hey, let me go back to the lab and adjust it. And I appreciate the feedback I got. So they just know how to, those people that are toxic, that can actually, won't have the greater good of their goal or what they're trying to do. They know how to kind of cast them to the side and move forward with the information they're given. The second thing, not the second, we're at number 8. We shooting right through these. They know how to embrace change. And what I mean by they know how to embrace change, they know how to adjust very well on the fly. Okay. When things happen, you have this planned out, and you seeing a lot of times people have a play or a wedding or something like that. They've done all this plan to get everything done. You go into the wedding, the scenery is there, everything's set up great, and then the MC didn't show up. The food ain't ready, or the food wasn't what you ordered. And you have some people just go crazy. I've been in these situations, family reunions and stuff like that. I have cousins, they lose their damn mind just because the damn potato salad ain't cooked all the way. That ain't the damn end of the world. You got people that are mentally tough, like, okay, cool, don't worry about it. We won't serve, we'll do something else, make some more, whatever. That quick. Life is never going to be just straight black and white. You have so many hues of gray in between. And a lot of times people just can't handle that. That's why when we start looking in terms of people working for themselves and working for a company, and again, neither way is right or wrong. When you're working for a company, you understand that they pretty much have everything set out for you. You go to work from 8 to 5. You do this amount of work you hit. There's a lot of time. You get paid this amount of hour. This is what your check gonna be. No ifs, ands, or buts. You may have some discrepancy here and there. Say if the clock ain't working. If you maybe there's some overtime, but pretty much if you did this, you're gonna get that. Boom. No problem, no stress about it. But when we start talking about change in the business, you have a client that was booked to come meet you Thursday morning. They don't show up. Whoa, you don't know what to do. Then you had another one booked at 1, another booked at 3. None of them showed up. Excuse me. If you charging, say $100, $200 a session, that's $600 out. So you don't forecast it. If people didn't show up, that's money you ain't made. So now you don't know what you had a day gone by. You didn't have any money coming in. Hey, this that can make you crack right then and there. But people that actually mentally tough, they know how to adjust to that. They have something else planned. Maybe I'll do some of this, plan this right here. Maybe I'll go out and go get some more clients. Be creative about doing it. They don't snap because things didn't go the way they planned. Okay, so that's the eighth thing. They know how to embrace change. The ninth thing is they don't dwell on their mistakes. Okay, they have failures, they have setbacks and everything. The issue come up is they don't look at it as necessarily straight failures or setback. They're looking at it as teachers moments. Um, again, we were just talking about in terms of how you had everything planned out, and you wanted to go a certain way. Um, and if you made we just say a mistake, with everything, but that's one of the words I don't like using. But you made a decision or something, and it didn't go to the result didn't go the way you wanted. You can go back to the lab and say, hey, listen, maybe we want to do this, but or have two or three contingent plans set up, because if we do this, and it doesn't go this way, let's maybe do A, B, C, D, F, and G. A lot of times we have training exercise on in the military, even sometimes for even the youth athletics. I gotta, as a coach, be ready. I have practice on a certain day. If I'm coaching the little kids and it start thunderstorming, I gotta have a backup plan. We're gonna practice it. I have everything planned I want to do that day. Start storming. I know the parents ain't gonna show up. If I tell them, hey, meet me at this place is indoors, they'll show up. But we gotta change everything. You may have things that you had planned out in terms of your business. You made 100 some cookies, you sell them. People didn't like them. The ones you might have made 2 or 3 dozens for to sell, that was your favorite kind. They didn't like too tough, but the one you made maybe a dozen for, they went crazy for. So you go back to the lab and say, hey, look, I didn't make this big mistake making all those cookies. I know now people want the other cookies. You just make them adjustments for them. So that's the other thing. They don't dwell too much on mistakes. They look at them as teachable moments, and they understand that you always want to try things. You always want to be open to trying things, because a lot of times people will be so fearful they'll stay still, but inactivity doesn't make any kind of results. So they're very in tune with just knowing that, hey, if I try it, if it works, great. If it don't work, it didn't work. At least I tried it. So many people sit here and make 1,000,001 excuses on why. I ain't got no money to lose. I'm too old. I don't really want to get out of try. Again, we at the house streaming live, so you get to hear all these side effects with the phones and everything like that. So please bear with me today. But again, that was the ninth thing in terms of they don't dwell on those mistakes. The 10th thing that they do is they're relentlessly positive. And what I mean by relentlessly positive, they, no matter how many setbacks or anything that goes bad during the process, they're always bouncing back. I know one time we talked about one of the shows about certain people that have those failures in life. That when successful people have failures, they feel the pain of failing or a setback just as bad as the next person. Is their reaction. Some people, when a deal don't go wrong, I mean, they can't get out of bed for 2 or 3 weeks. And they just devastated and everything. They ready to do a damn career change. They blaming everybody for what's going wrong with them. But you have successful people, it's like a damn 48-hour period. They in the bed, they locked down, they sick, whatever. But after that, shit, we back to normal. And always looking at the bright side, always looking at the other way, to another way to look at something, instead of always being negative about this isn't the way to do it. I wouldn't go about it this way. They are always relentlessly positive about certain things. Okay, so we kind of went through it a little fast and everything. And I apologize about going so fast. This is the first time we ever streamed live from the house and everything, but from a home office rather. But I want to kind of go over everything again real quick for everybody. Again, we're talking about the 10 things that mentally tough people do. The first thing is they're not afraid to say no. Again, it's not an issue they try to hurt people's feelings, but it's more important to them to be honest with people. Listen, this is not the best thing for us to do. It's not the best route for us to take, so we're not going to do it. And you need a lot of those people, especially in leadership. But you got too many people that want to accommodate everyone and make everybody happy. But what I learned very early in leadership position, you can't make everybody happy. And at the end of the day, if you can always be fair to people, that's all you can try to do. When you're not being fair, that's when you have problems. But you being fair, you don't have to really second guess yourself because you're always gonna make people upset. But I think if people know that you're genuinely fair and you're taking everything in consideration with everyone, people can respect that a whole lot. The second thing is they know how to overcome their inner critic. And what I mean by overcome the inner critic, that little person inside of you that's telling you you're doing bad, telling you you're doing wrong, telling you to quit and everything. They know how to jump over that person and say, listen, I'm going to do what I got to do. The mission at hand, the task I'm trying to do is most important, and they know how to fight right through that. So again, they know how to overcome that inner critic. The third thing is they know how to delay gratification. The goal is more important. That they'll never sit there and just, I got to get this done if it's going to take too long, or to get this task taken care of. We're going to do these things now, plant this seed, and we're fine with the tree growing, into 6 months or a year. And they're totally in line with that. People that can't do that, if they don't do anything right then and there, their efforts can't be rewarded immediately. They can't do it. But mentally tough people, they understand that everything is what? A process. And what they do now, and they keep focused on it, moving towards it and everything, the big goals they want to come to will get taken care of. Okay. The fourth thing is they acknowledge their limitations. What I mean by acknowledge their limitations, they're very honest with themselves about what they can and can't do. And that's not to make them stop doing something or make them not attempt anything. What that does is they know how to make those proper adjustments to handle a task or something with what they have available to them. Okay. Again, if you have a task that needs 20 people and you only have 5 or 10, it may take you a little bit longer. You may need to swing a couple more people here and there. You might need to get some bigger equipment that can help your smaller people, do some tasks a little faster. But they're honest and knowledgeable about what they can and can't do. They don't sit here and just say, I'm gonna pray on it, or sit here and try to make unrealistic goals, expectations. They know what they can do, and they make the plans and adjustments accordingly to that. The fifth thing, they're emotionally intelligent. Again, they know what triggers set them off, as far as their senses and everything, and for them to get upset, for them to get stressed, they know those certain things, and they're very smart about not getting themselves caught up in traps where they can get stressed out about certain things, where they can get pissed off and mad. They know how to stay in line with those things that can keep them centered, regardless of what's going on around them, and they can make them adjustments accordingly, and stay on the even plane while everything is going chaotic around them rather. The sixth thing is they're very confident. Again, we have those bad words, arrogant, conceited, and stuff like that. We don't use those kind of words. I think it's nothing better, especially in the world, you got a lot of people walking around here depressed, anxiety, they're stressed out. You see somebody confident and happy, shit, I think that's the ultimate goal for most people. Instead of people that are being insecure, looking at them and feeling a certain way about it, you got people that are confident and happy. Man, that's something that we always want to have that. But they're very confident in themselves. They're very aware of what they can do. They don't try to sit here and second guess themselves. They just know if they get charged with something, yeah, man, they ain't saying they can do it immediately. They ain't saying they're gonna be Superman. They're saying, "What? I'm gonna do it. I can do it." Okay. Might try just ain't in their vocabulary at all. Okay. See, seventh thing is they know how to neutralize toxic people. Again, it's not a situation where you just want everybody to be a yes man or agree to everything you do. It's just those people that's always putting negative input to everything you try. Always something. Well, if you know you do this, if you know you try that, I ain't never heard about that. My buddy did that a couple years ago. That didn't work for them. They know how to eliminate those people and put themselves in a frame where, look, this is what I got to do. Because a lot of times, we talk about it all the time. People put their fears on you, and how you inactive, you can't do anything. So again, they know how to neutralize those toxic people in their lives and stay on a positive road. The eighth thing is they know how to embrace change. And what we say embrace change, when you have this plan about going about a certain task and things happen, they know how to quickly get on another track with it. We're supposed to be taking this road trip here, tire went flat. Boom, let's change the tire. Spare tire not in the trunk. What we got to do? We got to call AAA. AAA ain't there. Hey, we might have to, catch an Uber to a certain place. Catch a Greyhound or something like that. Get on an Amtrak, catch a flight. They're always adjusting. It's never, let's pack it up and go home. You know, it's never going to be that. They know how to make things happen on the fly. You know, I've been in plenty of times, especially in the military, where missions go a certain way, trucks breaking down, certain people get sick, all kind of stuff happen. Where you had that perfect plan, and when all this stuff happened, those contingent plans just popping out. Listen, this happened, we're gonna do this. That happened, that we're gonna do that. And people that are mentally tough, they know how to react in a positive way to things that change, no matter how negative the change is. Um, the nine things, they don't dwell on their mistakes. Again, they look at all, it's not really mistakes, they teachable moments. Things didn't necessarily go your way. What could we have done differently? You know, if we try this, what will happen? We get more of these. Now, how that affected. So again, it's not anything that's negative. We just or failures, anything like that, something that went wrong. They just look at everything as teachable moments to be prepared for the next time they do it. Because experience is something else. You don't get any kind of experience sitting still. And people that are mentally tough very much know that. So again, they're always trying to be in a state of constant learning, constant adjusting to gain that experience to know how to do things more effectively and more efficiently. And the 10th thing, they're relentlessly positive. Okay, they're always looking like, hey, this is the bright side. We're going to do this. This didn't work. Hey, but we got this done. Not try to be unrealistic about what's going on in life. It's just you waste time being negative and whining about stuff. At the end of the day, we say in the army, got to make it happen. So that's all they focus on, being relentlessly positive, making everything still happen. Don't dwell on stuff not going wrong because they ain't doing nothing but really drag it down and put you in a different wrong mind frame so you won't get nothing accomplished. So again, I hope y'all appreciate that information in terms of the 10 things that mentally tough people do. I want to go into my next section and talk about give my tip. And I made a video about that this week. And they were 3 things to diversify your network. A lot of times people, as far as job hunting or trying to do other things in life, just grow, they realize that, hey, I ain't really got a big network. Typically your network is, if you haven't been, intentionally trying to grow your network, is your close family, your friends, people grow with coworkers and things like that. And typically they don't know too much more shit than you. Some folks got a little bit more, life experience. They're a little older, so they may have encountered some things that you haven't encountered. But for the most part, your network is kind of like on the same plane as you. Again, if you haven't intentionally tried to grow it. So I try to give what I gave was 3 things to help you diversify your network, to add people to your network that you don't normally be across, to help you gain, different people with different insight, different experiences, to help you, evolve as an individual, a business person, as an entrepreneur, any kind of thing, professional, whatever, to diversify that network. I think this is 3 good tools that'll help you. The first thing is try to meet and deal with people that you don't normally deal with. And that can be, trying to do like meetup groups, join different little organizations where you might meet people from different races, different religious aspects, different political views. And, that can be done, I'm saying different meetup groups, working, volunteering at certain parks or something like that, going out, but just trying to consciously meet with people from different backgrounds and origins that you can kind of get insight with that you normally wouldn't deal with. And then once you meet them, you're like, oh wow, man, that's cool, man. You like this, you like that, cool. I do this, I do that. But you find a common interest in everything, but you also find what people that totally different you that you normally wouldn't deal with. So that's the first thing. Try to meet with people that you wouldn't normally deal with. You're gonna be uncomfortable with doing it, but we never get over that hump of being uncomfortable until we start attacking it head on. The second thing is try to volunteer more. When I say volunteer more, you have a lot of programs out here like Habitat, senior citizen homes, homeless shelters, abuse homes and stuff like that. Volunteer. I mean, number one, you're making a great impact on the community, and you're giving back. But the second thing is you meet people you would never meet, before again. So again, we're putting ourselves in a situation where we network and meeting these total strangers that may have like views, may have not have interviews we have at all, but we're putting ourselves in a situation where we meet new people, and you never know that person that you meet there can open the door for you later on. Okay, so again, try to do a little volunteering to put yourself in those kind of situations. The third thing is try to join some leadership boards in your community. If you have things like your your HOA, some nonprofits, even some of the little league boards and stuff like that. Just try to volunteer for those kind of things where again, you're helping with the community, getting experience and leadership from a volunteer standpoint, but you're also meeting people probably from different leadership backgrounds, people again that don't know anything about you. You don't know anything about them, but you have all kind of different life experiences you can share with each other and help each other grow in the process. So those are three tips that I can help. I would advise everybody to do to help diversify their network, because it's going to be very hard for anyone to have a strong network if it's not diversified. Because again, if you have so many of the same things in your network, pretty much everybody gonna know the same thing. So when a new occurrence come up, you need a door open up, something like that, you wouldn't be able to do it. If you're constantly, you've been in banking for most of your career, most of the people you know are bankers. When you need something done, just say from management or construction, or even just say you're looking for, information about colleges and things like that for your kids, you if you have a diversified network, you can always call people, that can find people that know someone and everything. But if you pretty much got the same kind of share of folks around you, you're going to be kind of limited, because they're, like, again, they pretty much know as much as you know, as far as people and everything. So try to practice that again. I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people to kind of reach out and network and talk to strangers and stuff like that. But again, until you try, you're not going to get any better at it. Okay. Um, in conclusion to this show, um, I even made a video about this topic too, and it was about increasing. People say, "Hey, look, I want to make more money. I want to, this year I'm going to go out and do some things. I want to increase my income and everything." So they have the bright idea. They go speak with their supervisor and say, "Hey, listen, we want to. I want to raise. I think I've been doing, in the company, making a lot of good contributions over the years, um, and I think I should get a raise." They step out there and they want to try to do certain, things in business, and they feel like, hey, I'm worth this, I'm worth that. And they get the same kind of reaction across the board. They get a big ass laugh. um, people don't, people sometimes, they think that their value is more than what it is. And then a lot of times people don't really uh, push out the image where people should value them more than what they, get value for. Okay. So what I always try to tell people, when you ask for more money, ask your boss for a raise, or ask to get an increase in income and stuff like that, that going doing that is the wrong damn thing to do. Okay, it's the wrong damn thing to do, because your boss, your supervisor, your peers, people you do business with, they know how much you're worth. Because again, if you're charging at a discount for anything you're doing for people, they know what a premium is. They know what the market is. So if you ride that market, they'll say, hey, you ride that market. You below market, hey, he pretty cheap. If you're above market, his ass high. What constitutes everything, people moving differently, is the value. People will pay extra money for greater value. Okay, if they feel like that what you're doing is not bringing it, there's no value to it, they're not going to do it. So if your boss knows that, look, at the end of the day, you're making them money, you're bringing value, you're making things operate here a whole lot better, they're gonna pay your ass. They're gonna pay you, and a lot of times they'll do it before you ask, because they're afraid of losing you, because you're so pivotal in their success. If you're doing just enough or just working doing that, they can get another you. So I tell people to increase your value. How do you increase your value? It can be from an educational standpoint, just getting a degree, say it be a master's, your PhD, but also can just be getting certain certification, getting certain credentials. Hell, it can be just getting certain experiences. A good friend of mine, he always told me, once you do something one time, you got experience doing it. So once you equip yourself with number one, that knowledge of how to do something, and then you be able to produce that out, and people see, look, this guy can do all that, they will pay for it. You look at those athletes and these coaches, man, they getting this crazy amount of money, right? Why these teams paying them? Because they know what these athletes are going to make us money in the end. So they'll pay that premium for them, because if we pay him 20 million, he's going to make us 400 or 500 million, and that's just how that is. But if you're just a wrench turner, uh, Just somebody that's gonna be doing some, order puller, and it's the same thing that anybody can do. It doesn't matter if you can pull, 30 of them, and the average person pulling 15. They ain't really shit. We're doing it because again, they'll search around try to find another you. But when you do something that's integral to the organization, or you doing something that's actually, like I say again, making them money, they will pay a premium for it. So again, if you want to make money, make more money, you want to increase your wages, you want to double, triple your income, increase your value. Remember, your value is those skills or things that you've acquired that people will pay extra for. You know that. You know what field you in. You know what people will pay extra for. Again, it's a lot of damn hard workers out there. It's a lot of hard workers out there. So you can't feel unique about, I work hard, I did this, that, and that. It's a lot of damn hard workers. There's a lot of unemployed hard workers. But if you're a person with value and you confident of the value that you have, you know inside out, hey, listen, this is what I bring to the table. And it exudes out, and they know that shit. They're going to pay for it. Trust me. Trust me. There's some people that's out of work for months and years. It's some folks that shit. They really trying to they got folks knocking on their door all the time, trying to get them to leave their job because those companies know what this. If I get that person on hand, that person gonna make me a lot of money. So again, it comes back to that, common denominator, value. So I hope people really focus on that because I hear a lot of times with people, they always want, the the company or other people to recognize them. And often too many times people don't just really focus on being confident about themselves. I don't need nobody telling me, damn, Deonte, you good, anything like that. Shit, I know, and I can tell you why. And I know inside out what I bring to the damn table for anybody. I know what prices I can ask for, and I can tell you why. If you don't want to deal with it, shit, I'm gone. Okay, I'm confident in myself knowing that because I've worked so hard to increase my value. Point in my life when I ain't had no damn value, you just take it. I remember uh, James Franklin, the coach at Penn State, and me and him were talking one time because my son went to school at Vandy with him, and he said, when you have 5 or 6 people, give you a job offers, you got options. But when you ain't got for one person, you take the job. Period. The key, what you always got to do is constantly be adding value. Add value. I can't stress it to you people enough. So again, going forward, focus less on what people are not offering you or who's hiring or who can make opportunities for you or what's out there. Focus more on the things that you bring to the table in life where people will sit there and pay you a premium. And you got to know that inside out of what you're valued at and what people, want. Okay. Again, this is Deonte Burden. Our show is Changing Lives. I appreciate everybody tuned in. Thanks for the support. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Change the Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Like, share, subscribe to it. Also, on the Majestic Business Services, we got what 2.5, 3 weeks left of tax season. Please give us a call, book your appointment. Majestic Business Services. You can reach us on the web at www.majesticbiz.com. Again, that's www.majesticbiz.com. Or give us a call at 678-479-4007. Again, that's 678-479-4007. Majesticbiz.com. Changing lives. I think we got probably about 60 videos now. Subscribe to it. Make sure you hit that bell so you get them notifications every time you see the videos. Also, please, please, please make sure you like all the videos. Feel free to leave comments. We want all the feedback, all the comments and everything. Email me, get me in contact with me if you have any kind of show topics, things you want us to talk about. But most importantly, we really, really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot, everyone. I love you guys. And tune in to us next week. We'll see you then. Take care.